Girl, I just wanna fly you away from here. I just wanna fly you away from here. I just wanna fly you away from here. I just wanna fly you away from here.
This is Craft and Conversation, your Arkansas Artist Radio Showcase on 88.3 KABS, the voice of the people.
Girl, pack a bag, let's take a trip. Random scene, it's the trials and trips and make you sick. Stay a while or make it quick. Take some pictures, make a flick. Your face, your lips, the shape of your hips are some of the reasons I make these trips. Let's start over with our relationship. You call me your king, well you my crown. It's more than your smile, it's even your frown. You don't let anything hold you down. I do anything, let me hold you down. By now I know you know my style. Girl, I walk 1,000.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, Arkansas. I hope that you are having a great day. After listening with Mr. Tony Orr about the workplace, we have a local business owner, Miss Garbo Hearne, talking about what she's doing in our community to help better us. Yeah. How are you doing this morning, Miss Garbo?
I'm well. Good morning. How are you?
I am great. So you are the owner and founder of Pyramid. Give it to me.
I'll give it to you. Pyramid Art Books and Custom Framing in Hearne Fine Art. It's been quite a journey, and changed my name several times, but I think that I'm there.
Okay.
I read in articles that you put what you do in your name, so that's what I did.
Oh, okay. So it is, this year actually marks the 25th anniversary of your business being open and available to the community, yes?
Yes.
And we had a celebration earlier this year, but of course, you can't just celebrate it once. It's got to be all year.
Well, my thing is, you're 25 all year, so my goal is to celebrate every day of it. And so we started we actually opened June 16th, 1988, and we were on 12th Street, 5412 West 12th Street, and we opened with primarily as a print gallery with a focus on African American culture. And we showed works of A.J. Smith. Okay. And it's in keeping that in our 25th anniversary, we moved to the medium of silver point. And we showed his work and his wife's work, Marjorie Williams Smith. So we had a great exhibition and reception and opening, and we did a lot of workshops and programming around silver point and printmaking. So we're trying to make this not so much as a party, but as about substance and sharing.
I was able to see the that Silver Point exhibit. It was actually quite exquisite. It was beautiful. And do you know about how that works?
Well, Silver Point is a medium that's been around since the 16th, 17th century. It was the first drawing, use of drawing, because they didn't have graphite or pencil, if you will. And it's an unforgiving medium in that once you make the mark, it's there. So you have to be intentional, and you know what you're doing to create something as exquisite as they do. And you have to use a prepared paper. And just like anything, Silver Point is like the silver, your earrings, if you will, it changes color, so your piece will evolve right in front of your eyes as long as you keep it and take care of it. You not put it in direct sunlight, but keep it in a space that you can actually see how it's evolving.
So the sun will damage it?
Well, sun will damage anything on paper.
Okay.
Just like our skin, you don't want to do anything. You don't put artwork in direct sunlight in any instance.
Okay. So tell us about the beginning of Hearne Fine Arts.
Well, Hearne Fine Art was developed out of a need to continue to expose and educate the audience, because initially, prints and posters are beautiful. They're considered decorative art. You can definitely spend more for the frame than you will for the actual piece. And if you're collecting art as an investment that's going to appreciate, you would need to consider purchasing original art. So what we did when we moved from 12th Street to Main Street quickly. We were only on 12th Street for 6 months. We moved down to 1308 Main Street. And that was a larger space, and it offered us an opportunity to add the service of custom picture framing. because initially everybody wanted, I think it was the funeral procession, but everybody wanted a different mat on it to give it its own originality. So we realized we were spending more time away from our space than in our space. So
Right.
we added that service, and that's really been another stream of income, and we've been able to do that commercially and for residents as well. But on Main Street, we realized we had the space, and we were meeting regional and national artists, and we invited them to come to our city and show their work, and not just to sign their prints. So
Okay.
they brought their original works, and it was successful, and people were wanting more and more of it. And it was kind of confusing to see a print on the wall that's just as large, just as beautifully framed, and it's probably $200, and then you see the original next to it, and it's maybe $1,000 or something
Right.
like that. So that you had to, you don't want to confuse the client, so you really had to separate it.
Okay.
And artists wanted that same separation as well. So when we moved to the River Market district, I decided to create Hearne Fine Art to make that separation and understanding the difference between decorative art and fine art. So
Okay. So, and the difference is essentially that the fine art is the handcrafted work
yes,
of the artist, and then the decorative art is essentially
a
just
reproduction,
copy,
a reproduction and a copy. Yes.
Okay, okay, that makes sense. So since then, you've not only are you a fine arts gallery, not only do you do custom framing, but you also do have a bookstore portion.
Right.
So
Yeah, we when we moved to Main Street, my husband decided, books are necessary wherever you go. He's, a big reader, so he created Main Street Bookstore.
okay,
And Main Street Bookstore was probably lasted about 6 to 7 months. It was all types of books, and with the area, of course, of African American interest. And I noticed that the African American interest books were the only books that actually sold.
okay,
So I said, well, okay, let me change this up a little bit, and I brought the books over to my space. So
okay.
Pyramid Gallery turned into Pyramid Gallery and Books.
Okay.
And so we also noticed that a lot of self-published authors did not have a place or a platform to share and sell their books. So we kind of became that space, when you published a book, that we would review it and help you get it out to the public.
Okay.
And we were really instrumental with Elin Harris. When he first started, he was a self-published author. And he was going, he had books in the back of his car. He was going from, establishment to establishment. So he asked us to do a book signing for him. And that was really, really successful. And then when he got picked up by a major house, he remembered his
Right.
hometown. And he always made sure that Little Rock was one of the first cities that his books were released in. He always made sure that he came home first. So that has kind of stuck in my mind. And so we've continued to be that platform for self-published authors. And, we also, big houses that, Simon and Schuster and all
Right.
that, they recognize that we exist. So they send us authors as well. So it's been a good thing adding the books, because that creates the traffic. And also readers can need to be exposed to art. So it's kind of a great mix.
Right. Win-win. Just
Yeah.
making these well-rounded, well-observed people.
Right. That's our goal.
So the beginning of with the authors, now you do something monthly.
Yeah, we have a program called Arkansas Author Connection,
Okay.
where we try to, once a month, we bring in, we have an Arkansas author that would come in and do their release or book signing, and do a reading and discussion about their book. And, we never have a problem finding someone to fill that spot. This month actually, we had Raquel Devine, who is, she lives in D.C. now, but she was, born and raised here. So
Right.
it was a connection, and she came and she released her cookbook. So we were really excited about that.
Yes, and I was able to look at that cookbook, and she can cook.
She can cook,
She can
yeah.
cook
It was
those-
just out of the drive-through into the kitchen or
Yes.
something like that. So yeah, and she was able to talk. We had a group of young ladies from the YIP program, so they had never actually met an author before, and she actually bought some. She did make some examples of something in the cookbook, so that was a great
Okay.
exchange for them to meet her and listen to her talk about her dreams and how she's actually accomplishing something that she wanted to do was to create a cookbook. So
Mm-hmm.
that was exciting. I thought so.
What is the YEP program?
YIP.
Mm-hmm.
It's something. It's a city program,
Okay.
youth in progress or something like that. I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
sure what it, but they were invited because we're doing a book club with them. We are
Oh.
helping them coordinate their book club. So
You also do story time
story time, yeah, we
with
do
the younger
that with the
children.
younger children. We do that on the second Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
and we have various storytellers that come in and help us with that. We've had Miss Agnolia Gay.
Mm-hmm.
Right now we have Cece Mercer who is creating that for us, and so that's been really exciting. And we always we focus on character, self-esteem, and we have a birthday club. If it's your
Okay.
birthday that month, you get a free book,
Mm-hmm.
and we talk about nutrition and diet, and our snack is a piece of fruit. So you
Okay.
leave there with a piece of fruit. We don't send you out with candy and all that kind of stuff. We want to start that base of understanding why you should eat right from the
Mm-hmm.
beginning.
So these the children in the story time. What age group is that?
We have babies up to about 10 years old.
Okay.
So so what we do is, we have a RSVP. We ask you to RSVP so we know how many books to create for the story time in
Mm-hmm.
terms of the birthdays. But what we do is we accommodate who comes.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever age group, we make sure that they are engaged.
Okay.
If the older kids come, we put them into the act.
Mm-hmm.
So we're very versatile, and we hope that they have a good time.
Okay. And then, so you have the babies to 10. And then, do you have anything for the older age group as they kind of get into high school aside from
Well,
the
yeah,
book
we
club?
do some conversations about manners and
Mm-hmm.
behavior. We do. I think we have a couple of books of how you should conduct yourself and in career development.
Mm-hmm.
So we do those kind of discussions when we get groups that come in, and we work with the school district in that manner.
Okay, that's awesome. So, so where are we? You have the art gallery,
Hmm.
Hearne Fine Arts. You have pyramid custom framing and
Pyramid art books and custom framing.
pyramid art books and custom framing.
Uh-huh.
You have your uh, story time with the children,
Right.
but you personally also appraise art.
Yes. Yes. I guess through the course of my career, people always bring me work and say, "Well, what's this worth? What is
Mm-hmm.
this worth? What is this worth?" And I really didn't have a knowledge base to understand how to give them a correct answer. So I decided to go educate myself. So in 2004, I went to NYU for 6 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and I got my appraisal certificate. So now I'm able to answer the question appropriately. And some people need appraisals, and
Mm-hmm.
most people are just looking for opinions of value.
Okay.
Appraisals are legal documents that you take to court. They're estate appraisals. There's so
Okay.
many reasons why you would get an appraisal, but 9 times out of 10, it's an opinion of value, so you can go resell it.
Okay.
So I can help you with that too, because sometimes you don't know if you have an original or if you have a reproduction,
Mm-hmm.
and I can look at it and tell you that kind of thing. So it was a great experience. Being away from home in New York City for
Mm-hmm.
6 weeks it wasn't a lot of fun because it was intense work. It was
Right.
7 days a week, so I could have been in Little Rock the whole time because there was no opportunity to get out and do anything other than what we were trying to accomplish. So
Mm.
so that was a good experience. So
How was teaching yourself though, before you went to school in NYU? How was that process?
well, again, I didn't exactly know how to do it, so
Mhm.
I would decline to give them an answer. I
Okay.
would give them, my opinion to say, okay, well, I know this is original, this is a reproduction, but I didn't have all the legal terms and that kind
Mhm.
of thing, so I didn't do it. So
Okay.
that's why I said, okay, I'm going to educate myself, and so I can answer this question because you got to meet people where they want to be and not, be available to help them. So I
Right.
made sure that I could do that. But the whole experience of being a patron of the arts and the eye for the arts, because I am not a practicing artist.
Okay.
I don't create art, and if I did, you'd probably say, you know, So I think that there's a role for everybody in the practicing artist. You got to have somebody to support it, somebody to look at it and appreciate it, and at the same time, you have to have somebody that appreciates it to facilitate other people
Right.
getting it. So
that is
that's
your
my
role.
role. I see myself as that role in that role.
So you have your art gallery, and you also do something called Did You Know?
Yeah, that's part of the gallery. Pyramid Art Books and Custom Framing is a bookstore. We have to have community programming.
Okay.
We moved out of the River Market District into inner city community. We're in the Dunbar historic neighborhood,
Okay.
as I call it, because Dunbar Middle School is right across the street, and it used to be Dunbar High School.
Okay.
And
I did not know that.
as much publicity as the Little Rock Nine get, which they definitely should, the praise and honor for what they do, but Dunbar High School was where many of the other African Americans were getting an education. So I think that is very important. And of course, across the street is Sue Cowell and Williams Library
You're right.
and Allison Presbyterian Church. So we have great neighbors. And so being in the community, we needed to do something that would be something that was consistent. And so that's why story time, the Arkansas Author Connection. And so then we came up with Did You Know? And it's, did you know ... And we can fill in the dots at the end as to what are we talking about this month. And it's always got to be something maybe that's in the news or something that's educational, something that's going to better our community. So actually this Saturday we've got Angela Burke coming and Butterfly, the people who put on the Raw Festival. They're coming to continue the conversation about healthy living.
Right.
And how to actually promote a good health in your household. And we're actually going to do some juicing demonstrations. So if you bring your favorite piece of fruit or vegetable, we're actually going to juice it in front of you and show you how it tastes to combine some of these things. And we'll have our juice book that will tell you, what is this apple doing for you?
Okay, that's
What is
amazing.
this cucumber doing for you? What is this carrot and all that? So it's one thing to talk about it, but it's another thing to sit up and say, okay, this is what, if you were to combine this and add this to your diet, how hard is it to really juice? We're going to show you. So we're excited about that. So, and we've done screenings. We did Hidden Colors 1 and 2, and we had 3 months of that discussion. So we're trying to make a difference and allow people in the community to come in and share their opinions, experts or your opinion, but it's about just having a discussion and giving people an opportunity to share how they feel, and are they going to go out and do something afterwards? That's on them. But, we want to start that conversation.
And what is Hidden Colors? What was that discussion
Hidden
about?
Colors is a documentary that basically goes through the history of African culture as it relates to African American culture and the myths that our children, that we've been fed, that we really haven't gone and done the homework to find out. Somebody tells you something, you just take it at face value. Just like right now, anything you find on the internet, if it's on the internet, you think it's gospel, and it's not. You got to go and do some research for yourself, and that's basically what Hidden Colors does. It gives you that emphasis to go and see what is actually the truth. So I think that was a really good discussion, and people came out and found out things that they need to be discussing with their children in terms of the greatness of our culture, where we came from, what we're about, and what we should be about. Because, I have this thought about what's going on with our generation. We had our forefathers who took up the baton for us to have the freedoms that we have now.
Okay.
And then we have our generation who is reaping the benefits.
Right.
And we're giving them to our children who have no idea of the struggle.
Right.
So if you don't educate, I mean, I can give you everything and you can be happy and all that, but when you get to a point where you have to go to work and you don't understand, why do I have to work now? Because you haven't been educated about the struggle and understanding the history. So it's so important that we provide that balance, of work ethics and behavior that would make your children successful so they can be independent and take care of themselves. So
That's definitely important to instill those skills and understandings in your children. What was one of the most influential, I guess, ideas or pieces of information you got from that documentary?
um again, I it's pretty much some of the things that I've already known. Being in the bookstore business,
Okay.
I've educated myself, and so I knew pretty much most of the things on the documentary. But I just thought it brought it home that we do come from greatness, and we have a responsibility to continue that and be the best that we can be, and that we're a people that are caring, and we have to take care of other people, not just ourselves.
Right.
So that was one of the big things, is continue to work towards the betterment of all people, not just the people in your little circle.
That is definitely important. With the new 25 years, you also revamped your website.
Yes,
Yes, and it looks fantastic.
I'm
may I
working on it.
say.
I'm working on it. I hadn't been the tech savvy person to keep up with all that. I just really got excited about being able to attach documents. So that just tells you how far behind, and depending on other people to do for me, the website has not really been that important to me, because it was what's around me, because
Right.
it really takes a lot of concentration to make sure that your space is in order,
Right.
and changing out the gallery, making sure the books are in order, that we have new and exciting things, and that we're keeping the base right. The website kind of got pushed to
on
the back
burner.
point because I'm
Yeah.
not really that computer savvy. So um, I decided to make sure that Pyramid has its own website, and that Hearne Fine Art has its own. So I'm working with two different people,
Okay.
that because there's kind of two different thought patterns between the readers and the visual arts
artists.
piece. So it's been a challenge, but I'm up for it, and I know that it's important because we have a base of people that look at what we're doing that are not necessarily in Arkansas,
Right.
and so that's important to keep that part of the space up too. So I'm working at it.
So the new website is Pyramid BKS, like books, but without the O's. .net.
Yes.
And on the new website, what are some of the new features that are going to be there?
Well, we're going to be spotlighting authors monthly, and when new books come out, we're also going into, I guess, what they call retail, where you can actually buy books
Online.
and online. So we're going to, I think she's going to launch that on Black Friday, which is the day after Thanksgiving.
Yes.
So we're going live with that, so people can buy from us online. And I really hate that, because I really like to see the people who are buying from me. I want to have that interaction. It's always great to meet people who are interested in what you're doing. So that it's so impersonal to me to shop online.
Right.
But I guess I have to go with the trend and do what I do so I can survive. So we're going to be doing that. The other thing we're going to do is some YouTube
Okay.
pieces. So when we do our programming, you'll be able to see and hear the programming, like the story times
Okay.
and the Did You Know, all that's going to be
On
up there
YouTube.
on YouTube. So we're excited about adding that opportunity. And another thing we're doing is with our the YP Book Club, we're going to Skype in an author to talk to the girls
Wow.
about the series. So we're using technology to benefit our programming too.
That's definitely cool.
And another thing that I'm going to introduce, we're going to upgrade our gift line.
Okay.
We've got some specific a candle maker to create us some pyramid candles. I'm excited about that. That's coming.
Are they actually going to be pyramid
Yes,
candles?
I think so. I think so. You got to come see. And they burn for a long time and they smell really good. So I'm excited about that. Her name is Yvonne White, and I met her in Los Angeles a couple of years ago. And she's actually a client of mine on the art side. So when I saw what she was doing, I'm always excited about women in business. So that's exciting to work with somebody like that. And I also want to do music.
Right.
I want to add music, independent music, to our offerings because people like Rodney Block and Josh, all these people who have CDs and they don't necessarily have a platform to sell other than at their gigs. So we want to add that offering so we can create that kind of traffic because we really want to get younger people, the younger generation, to come in and see what we do. So.
Okay. And then you're also doing your 2014 calendar.
Exactly.
Yes.
Forgot about that. Yeah, we're doing Evolution is the next exhibition that will open November 8th.
Okay.
And it's going to be the, I guess, the catalog or the invitation to the 2014 season of exhibits that we're going to be doing. So, and it's going to be, it's a variety of mediums and artists. And so I think it'll be a great opportunity for people who are just getting into it to take the pieces, because calendars also make great prints. So you can use the calendar and then decide which ones you like and frame them and, bring them in, let the artist sign them. And it's a great way to educate yourself on all the different mediums that are available. So that's going to be exciting. And that's something I'm working on right now. So we're going to release that in November.
So the website, so what will be released in November exactly? The calendar?
The calendar will be released November 8th.
November 8th.
Yes.
And it's called Evolution?
Evolution. That's the exhibition because the works in the calendar will be on the wall in the gallery.
Okay.
So it's kind of like it'll give you just a insight as to what's coming up in 2014, the exhibit. So you can say, oh, okay, I like this artist. I want to make sure I make that exhibit. So that's kind of thing, to connect the dots.
Awesome. Giving people every opportunity.
There's no reason. There's got to be something that we try to have something for everybody.
Okay.
Something if you're not into the visual arts, then you got to be a reader. So and we have all the different genres of books, and we're hoping that parents will build their professional library, their libraries, and then have their children a bookshelf so they can build their own personal library.
Right.
Because you can travel with a book.
Right. So for those who want to get in contact with you or just want to come by and see the gallery, how can they do that?
We are located at 1001 Wright Avenue. We're right on the corner of Wright and Chester, across from Dunbar Middle School, Sue Cowan Williams Library, and Allison Presbyterian Church.
So right in the center of the community.
Yes, and you can call me, 501-372-5824, and you have our new website, right?
Yes, and the new website is pyramidbks.net,
Yes.
and it really does look amazing.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, Garbo, thank you. Actually, one more thing. So you have this Saturday is Did You Know? And so it's pretty much Did You Know
about how to create and keep a healthy diet and exercise. And don't let me forget about the dance-a-thon we've got coming up October 6th. Leah Patterson has put this together, and we're going to be dancing 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and 45 minutes. Line dancing, belly dancing, hula hoops, old school, salsa, and Zumba. Awesome. So that's going to be really good. And that's the last day to sign up for the Race for the Cure.
Okay.
Online. So we'll be signing up for that. And so it's a great opportunity to get people moving. And so we're excited about that.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I should be there that day.
Hopefully.
Yes. Well, thank you, Garbo, so much for coming on the show.
All right.
Yes, I enjoyed you so much.
And
thank you, Little Rock, for giving us this opportunity for us to bring you another local person. And with that, we are out.
On the air and online.